here we are again. What are we gonna do today, or in this video, is up to us completely and utterly up to us. I would like to clean up a bit those, not gloves, but something like this, just to give them more character, so this groove to be deeper. It will be better, I think so. We'll see. So next thing, since we have symmetry or not have symmetry, we don't have symmetry. I can delve hidden, but bear in mind that if you have subdivisions like we have here, we have 5 subdivisions, you cannot delve hidden. Yeah, we have to switch on the lowest subdivision level, delve hidden, and then go to the highest subdivision and we will be okay. So bear in mind that. Yeah, last time when we have made this mirror, I haven't pressed X to activate symmetry, and that's why we have this problem. I will disable symmetry now and just do the same as I did with the shoulders. Just a few of those things like this, just with the clay tubes, little by little, and then smoothing, and we'll get this chipping, which is always interesting to see. Maybe we can get also some kind of a deep groove or something like this. Also here, but why not? It's pinch. Okay, let's go to the down standard brush, then do this, then pinch the ends, and we can go closer and pinch this, so it's gonna be sharper and it will look more cartoonish, which I think is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Okay, we have this. Now we go to the pants, not the pants, but the legs, and we have to make something here because the legs are very low poly, and before we start anything else we should fix them to make them higher poly. So let's go to resolution about 120 and polish and Dynamesh. The polish will make sure that we have smooth transitions all over, which is good, and I'll make some deep grooves with the down standard brush here, and then little by the down standard brush again, but without the alt pressed, I will go, but with very light pressure, I will go to the edges of this groove. I'm calling it groove. I'm not sure if it's exactly a groove in English, but let's call it a groove and call it a day, you know. Let's not argue about this kind of things. It's not professional. This also deeper, and then a little bit like this to make it sharper, to make it more appealing. It's a little bit more professional if we make it sharper on the edges, like I'm doing now, if you can see. And then we can go with the pinch brush, and with the pinch brush we can make this thinner so it's not that thick. Also here we can try it, and also with the big move brush we can go ahead and make this sharper, like this edge here to be a bit sharper. And also I think with the big standard brush we can go and add a bit of a geometry here, so we can go ahead and with a high polish brush make it like this. Let's see if it's looking good. I'm just testing the waters. I'm not sure how it's in the concept because it's not very clear, but I think this is kind of good. This is kind of pretty nice. This is kind of pretty nice. Yeah, my English is the best, you know. Yep, just a perfect English, always. Yeah, I'm famous with my amazing English, as you can hear, probably. But it doesn't matter. What matters is if you learn something from me, even with this not so good sounding English. Although I've heard people telling me that my English is very that my voice is very soothing and comforting. But yeah, different people, different opinions. For some people I'm somehow irritating, I think, or they should be that kind of people. There are always people that will think of the other guy to be like irritating or something. Haters, you know, haters gonna hate, and the world will continue to turn, if we can say so. Okay, so let's go to the so we are refining some stuff. I think we should refine also this cape, but the thing is that I'm not sure about this cape, that if I'm gonna make it thick. But let's make thickness, why not? Thickness is always good. So we have lower subdivision, or it's just lower, and we will extrude all polygons inward. And now we'll have to disable double and see if they're turned, but they're not flipped. Now they're flipped, they're not flipped, so it's cool. And let's press D to dynamically subdivide, and then we may subdivide it, not dynamically, but absolutely legit subdivision we can make. But first let's crease it, at least at 1. I always, not always, but most of the time I crease because I need this kind of edge here. The thing is that the crease is getting also those edges here, which is exactly not what we want, or not exactly what we want. So I will increase the threshold of the crease and uncrease all crease. It's not good. So I'll increase it, uncrease all crease. Yeah, some things also, despite the fact that I did it, are creased because we have very bad geometry here. But I don't know if we can make it better. But let me just do it again and let's see if we can make it better. I think we can. So Control Z a few times until we get back to this without the thickness mode. Okay, now we go to B, Z. I'm pressing B and Z on my keyboard to go to ZRemesher guide brush, this brush. I select it, I make my brush smaller, and then I go like this. Just a guide here, then another guide here. I'm not exactly sure this will work because those guides are a little bit selfish, but sometimes it could help. For example, this time, let's see. Now we will zero mesh. Let's see. It's absolutely bad because of this here. What's going on? We can try it again, zero mesh. And now I think it's a bit better. The zero mesh is a bit better. So we may as well leave it as it is now. Yeah, now it's pretty good. I'm kinda happy with this. So I will use it, of course. Alright. I'm just making some adjustments with the standard brush. It's kind of cool. So let's make the thickness now. Thickness. Pretty thick, okay. Ooh. This thickness, it's not bad, not good. I don't know why. We have here some issues. Oh yes, we have some polygons that are a bit interestingly positioned. So what we can do is zero mesh again. Hopefully it will not ruin our geometry. No, it's keeping it, which is fine. Let's zoom over and try it again. Okay, I think this time is kind of good. Although not perfect, but there is nothing perfect in this life. So now let's decrease at 1, crease it, and now it's kind of better. Of course we have some issues around this area. Why? When you're polyframing, you will notice that we can have this or this. You know, we have here little buttons inside the button. One is to remove the lines and the other is to remove the colors. But we don't use it. We don't use them. We don't need them. So I noticed that here there is a problem because maybe the crease isn't in this here. So I'll crease, edge, and crease this edge, and now I think it's better. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Yeah, it's somehow not very good geometry here in this area. Particularly in this area, it's not very good. Also, this is pretty far away from the end where we need it. So I will move it closer to the edge. And in here, we have some issues also. I'll try to fix them. So in this video, obviously, we haven't started the sword, but we will start it probably right after this cape is kind of good. And I think it's kind of good already. Let's make it even this color. But what is this color? Let's try, why not this? Yeah. And now we go to fill object, and since it's RGB, we fill it with the color. If it was M, we fill it with material, but that I will explain it later. Now we'll get back to our white color, and we have only the cape in this color. In order to select the color, you go to the color, your mouse over the color, and press C, and now you have this color, and we can fill, and also this one here we can fill. And then if we go to the white, we have filled those things. Of course we have to make thickness of this thing here, but it's pretty cool to know how to make those colors. Of course I haven't shown you everything, and I shown you just for a notice. Then we will make him a bit of this yellowish brownish color, but later. So now let's try to make the sword. I can see the sword quite well, so I'll press Z, then move, and then press Z again. Then we can start to make the sword. How to start to make something that is completely out of our object? Of course, we will start, or we can, with appending a cube. And we will have to go to the bottom of our stack to find this cube and click on it here on the subtool palette. Then with W we'll get our pivot and place the cube in front of our object. Make sure that it's not with perspective, because with perspective, when you move, you don't know what will happen. Now we turn on polyframe and solo just to see this. So this will be the blade of our sword, but not exactly all of this, only part of this. So Control Alt Shift drag to hide everything except for this side. So you notice what I did. I did this, and then with space it's very difficult. What are these emojis? Okay, so I pressed to hide everything, but you see how the right side is not covered by this red. Yeah, wait. So from here, yeah, the right side is not covered, so there only this is here, del hidden. Then I will continue with disabling this, and then this, hiding it, and then del hidden. So I hidden everything except for this part, and this part is here, you know. I will make symmetry, I will do some other stuff with it, but for now we have it. I will press with Alt here while I'm on my pivot, which I have with W, and then I will make it bigger on all directions, and the simpler the form is, the better. I'm not sure I want to make the sword in this form, because it's a bit strange. Maybe a normal sword will do, but let's try it first with this form, and we'll see. So the sword should be like this, and this is basically the blade of the sword. Yeah, it's nothing too much, but it's cool. I will mask with Control drag this middle thing, reverse the mask, and nothing happened because we have extremely low poly. But now when we move, we are moving only this middle thing, and I will move it here on the top. We'll need it for later. We will need it later, probably. Who knows? And then we'll make the handle. But how to make the handle? Probably it will be for the best if we duplicate this just by clicking on the duplicate button, which is completely normal, and then turn it, put it down, make it smaller, and then just del this. So deleting in ZBrush, as you can see, is by just hiding it with Control Alt Shift and drag, hiding the form, and then press del hidden. It's pretty easy, nothing to be scared about. Some people are scared, wow, how I delete things in ZBrush? Yeah, it's pretty easy. So this will be the handle, and yeah, we're running out of time, but I'm making very simple forms now. So duplicate this to make the it's not hilt, or I'm not sure how it's called, the guard. Yeah, let's call it the guard. So the guard will be this piece. The guard, of course, will need to have a middle insert. I will insert one edge in the middle of the guard, and then I need a symmetry to make it to make the guard. So let's press X to activate symmetry. But X symmetry, now it's X symmetry, it's not working for us. We need Y symmetry. Y symmetry is good, and Z symmetry also. We can have two symmetries at once. And now if I go to my move brush and move this down, you see what happens, because we have symmetry by this axis and by this axis here. So both axes we have symmetry on, and it's pretty good, yeah. So this will be the base of our guard. Now here I will add again a poly, not a poly, but the edge. Then I will mask this bottom edge, reverse the mask. When I want to move or rotate or just do something with some edge, I just mask it and then reverse the mask. And then I can work on it, make it wider, so it's the pommel of the handle. Then I release the mask and put it down a bit. So now this is the base of our sword. Of course it's 2D yet, but it's we will extrude and then we'll modify it after extrusion. Okay, let's extrude the sword itself. Extrude, flip it, then we'll have this, but it's not sharp, so we might want to sharpen it, of course, sharpen it. How? It will be pretty easy. We will mask this and then this, then reverse the mask, and nothing happens because we are extremely low poly, but we will put it in the middle, this, with alt clicking on this button, and then I will drag the slider right, and it will become sharp. Yeah, you're noticing that I kind of know what I'm doing. So I disable the mask, then mask this, only this part, reverse the mask, and then do the same. Alt click here, and then make it smaller, smaller, like this. And perhaps it's a little bit not good, but I will also move this thing upward here, and we can stitch it later, because now we are over our time basically. But this is kinda the sword that we want. I don't know if the sword is sharp on both ends. Probably in this it's not that sharp, so let's just make it a bit bigger like this. And yeah, maybe this thing, just this to be sharp, and I will move this down. So you're noticing how I'm just masking something, reversing the mask, and then move it, scale it, or whatever. So this is the base of our sword. It started to look normal, like sword. We can make it a bit thicker. It will be fine. And then we can end this video, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be about the sword again, probably. Yeah.